Yes, but if I go to the Philippines, I will look for a Christian girl who goes to a church every Sunday. And that's a very good plan. Just keep in mind that a good buddy of mine, he was a very good Christian man. Again, very close friend of mine, like a brother. And I did a video a while back about it. And, he's a really good Christian guy, and he goes to a church and he meets a Filipina there who happens to be like, the pastor's daughter. Well, long story short, she turned out to be like a narcissist with just heavy mental issues. And she made his life a living hell. And sadly, by the time he got the annulment completed, he only had maybe 2 years after that he was able to date again and be a single man before he encountered pancreatic cancer and passed away. I say this to just let you know, just because a woman is in church does not mean she's a great match, does not mean she doesn't have issues. I mean, a lot of people go to church because they have issues and they're seeking God to fix them. So just know, not everyone at church is genuine. And not everyone is healed yet from their past emotional traumas and whatnot. So just keep your eyes open is all I'm saying. Going to church and finding a good woman, if you're willing to continue going to church with her, don't find her there and take her out of the church. I mean, you're kind of cutting her off at the legs there. I mean, that's why she's a good woman. Yeah, if you're going to go there, just keep your eyes open. Just understand there are the proverbial, wolves in sheep's clothing that you got to keep an eye out for. I'm 48, no kids, never married, and a truck driver, owner, operator. I desperately want to earn enough money online so I can get back to Asia. Any ideas? That's the question I've gotten so many times. And the brutal truth is it's a tough nut to crack. It used to be about 7-8 years ago, you could become an English teacher and make good money. You're living in the Philippines and making $20, $23 an hour, just teaching English. You didn't even need a college degree. Well, then everything changed. The whole industry changed when China kind of, didn't want to participate with online English teaching. And all of a sudden you had way too many teachers and not enough positions. So now the schools got more particular. Now you had to have a college degree. They wanted people with previous teaching experience, in addition to your TEFL certificates, and ESL. And then even if you met all those requirements and you were willing to take a position, they weren't going to be paying $24 an hour anymore. They got a long list of people that'll take that job if you won't. So that used to be a good go-to solution. As I've mentioned before, back during COVID, I set aside a couple $1,000s because I realized, well, we're going to be stuck here for, quite a while. So I needed something to do besides the channel. So as a kind of just a side hobby, I set aside a couple $1,000 and I went down the rabbit holes of so many different make money online ideas. There are channels that focus just on that, and maybe you'll get something out of that. But me, I spent 2020 online going down so many rabbit holes, and I just figured this money as gone and lost. I went ahead and I would buy the $35 course or the ebook or the web online store, and I would go through all their courses, and I did the whole thing. I had plenty of time. And at the end of the year, it was a bust. It was all pipe dreams. The only ones that were going to make some money was where this guy is selling you a course on how to make money online, and he's telling you, start your own website where you tell people, hey, buy my course, how to make money online. Seriously, these were the only people that seemed to be making any money. Or they would get a commission for being an affiliate and selling his course, so that they didn't have to do all the work. Now, YouTube, forget it. I'm just one of the lucky few that I can't give any rhyme or reason other than the fact I was like the first person out here really doing YouTube seriously back in 2012. But it's gotten to the point now, everybody and their Filipino brother and sister is doing a YouTube channel on the Philippines. Massive numbers of channels out there. So the viewers that are available are spread out thinly among all these channels. So you got to really stand out. So, and even then, your best case scenario, you start a channel, you got good content, you're building some numbers, figure on 9 months to a year before you make your first $100. And that's if things go well. So my recommendation is forget about doing YouTube to make money. If you want to do it for a creative outlet, you want to do it to help people out, you want to do it as a video diary of your life in the Philippines, great, do it. But don't do it for money, especially money that you need to survive. Like I said, you'll be lucky if after a year you're making $200 a month. If you're lucky. Many people, they're hammering away at it for 2 years. Like my wife, V, she has a small channel. She doesn't really focus on it. I mean, maybe once a month she'll upload something, so she's not serious about it. It's not a thing for her. And she's been doing it for like 6 years. She's still not even monetized. So if you're going to do it, you really got to like every 2-3 days, crank out a video, a quality video, get nothing for it for 9 months to a year. Unless you're willing to do that, just forget about making money on YouTube. So what else does that leave? Well, it's kind of like anything else. The more specialized your skills are, the more likely you can make a good living on them online. So the guys I know that do pull in pretty steady money, good money online, are the IT specialists. They're hired as an employee for a company that allows them to live remotely. They log in, they do all the infrastructure maintenance on that company's network and solve all their website problems. Everything that's needed to be done on an IT level, they handle it and they get paid pretty good for it. But you got to have that skill. You got to know what you're doing. So in general, I would say that if you already have money, okay, let's say you have savings or you have money you can access that's yours. One way to make money is through investment. Now, I'm not talking about day trading. Forget about day trading. You will lose your money. Statistically, like 95% of people who do day trading lose their money. I'm talking about buy and hold. Buy and hold. Now, you can do stocks that pay dividends, and you can check through ChatGPT which top 20 Dow stocks or tech stocks, whatever, pay dividends. And this way you can hopefully, depending on the amount that you invest, can get some dividends every month, as your income. But, not everybody has a pile of money to invest. The other way is if you're not going to do a company that pays dividends or you're really interested in crypto, is to buy and hold. So you're talking about putting your money in. You may leave it there for 2-3 years and not even touch it because with time, the market's going to work in your favor. But if you're jumping in, jumping out, you're toast, you're done. Another thing that guys do is, like a buddy of mine, he has 3 rental homes that he purchased and fixed up before he moved to the Philippines. And so now he rents them out. He's got a property manager, I believe, handling this stuff, back in the States. And, he gets his income through the rental properties. So if you have money, but you don't feel comfortable investing in stocks or crypto, invest it into basically a fixer-upper. You want to buy something, because a house is an asset. You want to buy an asset at a low value, improve its value, fix it up, and then rent it out as a higher performing asset with the rent. So that's another method. But again, it's that whole it takes money to make money kind of thing. If you're not in that position, then you need to ask yourself, what service, I'm inclined more towards service, or because there's services and products that you can offer online. What kind of service can I perform online that will make me a steady income? That there's plenty of people every month guaranteed who will hire you for your services. Because once you get into selling products, unless you're creating and selling digital products like ebooks and everything, which, geez, that is so saturated. It's like being a grain of sand on the beach. Unless you're doing digital products, if you're going to do physical products, now you need to carry inventory and all this. And even if you do drop shipping from other companies, the profit margin is very tight. So I do not recommend selling products. Your best thing you could do is sell a service. Now, if you do happen to be an expert in something and you take the time to put together a course, like let's say, I don't know, let's just say, well, I'll use the typical one, like woodworking. It doesn't have to be woodworking, but it could be anything that you genuinely could be considered a professional or an expert on that thing. And you put together a course, and there's websites that will basically put your videos behind a firewall Now, they will help you with the whole website and everything, but it's up to you to do the marketing. You got to get the word out there. Hey, I know everything about woodworking, or I know everything about dealing with narcissists, or I know everything about whatever, you name it, losing weight, dealing with women, whatever it is. And you've got to market that. And then people go, and 24 hours a day, they can just log in, swipe their card, pay their money, and now they have access to, let's say, a series of 12 ongoing videos as a course to walk them through your expertise. So those are just a couple of ideas. But I will tell you this, if you're going to make money online, unless you really pick an awesome stock or crypto, making money online is not easy. It's going to take work. There's just no way around it. It's going to take work.